because we were at that point in time specifically in the country of Dominica. So we give thanks again. Live once more on Helen Television Service and also on our YouTube channel, and we give thanks for all those people who keep on following us and also streaming live on booking the Facebook. Um, Definitely we glorify the divine opportunity. As we know, we are a bit tardy today. Some people say better late than never, but we are indeed a bit tardy today, and we do sincerely apologize for that. Tonight what we wanted to look at specifically is a very a topic that people does operate with a level of fear, and just because of the magnitude of that topic, that magnitude of that problem, people, it's a very frightening thing. People say, well, look, talking about cancer, whenever you hear cancer, everybody's afraid. I mean, everybody begins to sell out everything that they have, and they don't care. I mean, because they believe, well, that's it for them, and the system does not really provide much hope and much level of understanding for that. And the reason why I decided to actually look at the whole realms of cancer, and the answer to cancer, specifically the topic that we'll be looking at tonight, is because, I mean, just before this afternoon, I got a call from a sister, from a husband, and the husband from not from St. Lucia, from overseas, and the husband was saying, well, his wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and they immediately had surgery to remove the breast, and then she was supposed to do chemotherapy, and then he went into this establishment, and the person told them, well, they should contact Honorable Priest Kailash, and he actually called me, and we were just reasoning, and he was telling me of what the experience is. And also I got to speak to his wife, and she's about a 50 something year old sister, 55-year-old, I think, or so. And she was saying, well, I've begun doing changes, and the doctor took some tests, and I was speaking to this Chinese doctor. I didn't really understand exactly everything that she was saying, but I understand. I get the idea of what it is that she was talking about. And I have to wait next Wednesday for me to see the oncologist again, and then I'll decide exactly what I need to do. And so it was that kind of energy whereby, I mean, someone is diagnosed, and even the word diagnose, diagnose. They diagnosed with breast cancer, and they actually removed about 8 lymph glands. I mean, the lymphatic system is the drainage system of the physical structure. And with cancer, breast cancer in particular, and lung cancer, that's why most times breast cancer does spread to the lungs, because of the rich amount of lymphatic, the axillary lymph nodes that's right underneath the armpits. These there basically drain the arm and the upper torso. And I give thanks, understanding that the lymphatic system actually connects to the rest of the physical structure. So, okay, blessed love, Adam Alfred, I am glad I caught this time. I was looking at one of your old videos just a while ago from 2018, blessed love, from the States. Oh, give thanks, Brother Alfred. I'm seeing my people with cancer, but it's up to us to change, of course. Give thanks, Dolores Alexander, Honorable, thank you for all your information. It is very rewarding and factual. Give thanks. Michelle Duang, blessed love, Honorable, give thanks. And what was really concerning to me is that the level of ignorance or not knowingness, because I mean, I could create a word, not knowingness of the patient themselves. So the sister here is suffering from breast cancer, and then she has already removed the breast and 8 lymph nodes, and she said, well, 2 of them had signs of cancer in them, and the rest of them were okay. That's what she said. So then she's just waiting now for the oncology, and she was speaking to this Chinese doctor, and the doctor was speaking to her, but the Chinese sometimes lose some words, and that's the exact words. And so when the Chinese speak to you, sometimes they lose some words, and so on, so on, so on. So I'm saying, but look at this. I mean, if we really have a full understanding of exactly what is going on, I mean, we are talking about breast cancer, and cancer being one of the conditions specifically, right? Cancer being one of the conditions specifically, that this disease called cancer is not anything that is easy. That's not an easy thing. The cancer is something that destroys and kills and murders and ravage and brutalize and torture people. I mean, it's a terrible condition, and yet still, the patient herself had very little understanding of exactly what they were going through. So they are making decisions based upon mere assumptions and not as intellectual decisions, and from intelligence, knowingness, from having factual information whereby they could actually make a good information and good decision for themselves on how it is that they're going to decide to move forward and deal with this cancer. So when we really analyze the state of our people, and we look at it and we say, well, man, I mean, come on, what kind of thing is that? You mean to tell me that a person is actually diagnosed with cancer, and then this individual does not even have that full understanding of exactly what their physical structure is actually going through. Yet still, they are going to make decisions, specific decisions. They're going to make decisions on how is it that they're going to move forward, meaning that whether or not they're going to cut this, cut that, whether or not they're going to do this, whether or not they're going to do that. That's the decisions that they are going to be making, and these decisions are life and death decisions. That means that these are things that could decide whether or not you live or whether or not you die, and they are making these decisions not knowing exactly what cancer is, or what they are going through. So I told the sister then, we have breast cancer, you 55. What changes have you made? She said, oh, I had to eat a bit healthier. I tell her, well, at the end of the day, I tell her, well, at the end of the day, it's not just about eating healthy, it's about positive meditation and positive thinking, and having the right mental attitude towards dealing with cancer, because the battle of being victorious against cancer starts from here, right? Starts from the temple, the mind, right? So when it is that you are victorious mentally, that you could relate this to the physical plane or to the terrestrial plane, because a lot of people, I mean, when they hear that they have cancer, they die. They just die. They just stop eating, and they get skinny and they get bony. All the days before, they were big and they were fat, and they were eating and they were laughing and they were screaming and they were jumping all around. But the minute that they hear that they have cancer, that's it. They're gone. They stop eating. They're worrying. They're crying, and the stress itself of the diagnosis, that's it. They're gone just because of that. I mean, we give thanks. Blessed love, honorable Empress Ethiopia. Give thanks, Sherry Lee. Give thanks. Peace, Priest Kailash. How can I live a more natural lifestyle? How can I live Babylon as Clyde? I'll give thanks. Adam, you shed so much light on your people. I'm really becoming interested in visiting St. Lucia. We visited Ghana 3 times already. I was there last in Ghana 2016 of June. St. Lucia is beautiful from TV. Oh, I mean, St. Lucia is not just beautiful from TV. St. Lucia is the place. And El Prophet David, heart of love, heart of downside priests, and all priests. Is there any herbs for hernia? Of course. Audrey, give thanks. Blessed love, Audrey. Heart of love, give thanks. Good to see you. Join us from France at this hour. I know it is in late by you, my sister, but give thanks for joining us. So people really need to have that full understanding of what cancer is. So when the sister told me, I say, well, you had fibroids, okay? And I tell her, I'm sure that you had fibroids. She said yes. I tell her, I'm sure you had a hysterectomy. She said yes. Right? So I say, you see, that's it. You had a fibroids, right, which was a sign that you had hormonal imbalance, right? And then you just cut off the womb, just took off the womb, and then you develop breast cancer. And then you just cut off the breast, right? And now you want to do chemo. right? Chemotherapy and radiotherapy to actually deal with the cancer. But what is cancer? What is it that you are dealing with? And that is why we had to really just tonight say, well, of course, I am, yes, Sister Audrey, give thanks. What what the why do and what they do. Okay, hi, give thanks. Okay, honorable blessed. When it is that we really have that full understanding of exactly how things are proceeding as a people, then we're going to begin to fully understand how it is that we're going to deal with that whole disease called cancer. Number one, cancer begins at a cellular level. What does that mean? That means that our cells naturally go through a process of what we call cell division. That means you have one cell, and that one cell basically is the smallest structural and functional unit of the human anatomy, meaning that that cell now, it's microscopic. That means you could only see it using a microscope. You have to get a piece of equipment that actually allows you to scope things that are microscopic, tiny, teeny, 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 teeny. Just see a cell. It's not like a cell phone. You have a cell phone, and you send a cell. No, the cells are microscopic. You need a microscope to actually see a cell. So if I have a 10 cents piece or a quarter, you would have, hundreds of thousands, millions of cells on that little quarter, because the thickness of the quarter plus the whole surface of the quarter, every layer would have cells, because these cells, they are extremely small, they are microscopic. It's not something you could see with your naked eye. You have to put clothes on the eye to actually see this, so it's very important. So when it is that we rarely have that overstand that cancer emanates from a cellular level, meaning that it begins with one cell. Now, naturally, as you were saying, let me just bless up. Okay, Julie, Carey, Darius, Honorable Priest Kailash, we really have to do different unnatural methods for healthcare, because I know here in the US it is not good. I'm in St. Lucia, same thing. Hello, Honorable Priest, blessed love. How can I come and attend your healing compound in St. Lucia? I'm from the States. I mean, just give us a call, 1-758-722-3660. If possible, please, can you refer some herbs to I? Yeah, of course, I'll do that shortly, my brother. So when we really have that full understanding that, okay, cancer operates from the cell. So I have my hands, and that hand as cells make up my nail. Cancer begins from what you call the cellular level. What it means fundamentally is this. It means that cancer in its own self begins from one cell. So cells naturally go through a process of cell division called mitosis. Okay, so mitosis is the process whereby you have one mother cell that divides and gives you two daughter cells. And these two cells are what you call identical. So let's say you have like one of this, right? It's going to divide and give you two of this, and they would be identical, not like left and right. They'll be identical. They'll be the exact duplicate. Why? Because when cells divide from 1 to 2, and from 2 to 4, and from 4 to 8, and from 8 to 16, and from 16 to 40, and 40 to 264, and go on and on and on. As these cells they divide, that's how your physical structure replaces damaged cells or replaces dead cells. So your cells actually grow and they divide to actually produce daughter cells. So you have one mother cell that divides in halves to produce daughter cells. Very important. Very, very, very important. And when that daughter cell reaches of age, also it divides and gives you daughter cells. So if you have one cell, give you two cells. Then when them two cells divide, they'll give you four cells. When them four cells divide, they'll give you 8 cells. And when the 8 cells divide, they'll give you 16 cells. Right? And 16 and 44. So when we really have that full understanding of cell division, then we understand that when a cell divides, the entire content of that cell is divided 50-50. You take this and I take this, and you take this and I take this. Now, with uh, with what really happens is that every cell has like a clock, a schedule of when it is that they're going to actually die. So cells naturally die and are replenished. So it is life forevermore. So as a cell die, that cell is supposed to be replenished immediately, right? Why? Because there's that natural process of apoptosis, which is cell death through age, cell death through any level of mistakes. And yeah, things that the cell could actually just die because it's not a wholesome cell. That's what you call apoptosis. Okay, so with apoptosis now, what happens is that your cells would just be dying, and then your cells are replenished through a process of mitosis. Okay, so mitosis is the division of one cell to give you two cells, to give you four cells, to give you five cells, and it build up. That's what you call mitosis. And then the genetic materials of these cells, they are identical. So whatever that first cell is, it gives you the exact same thing for the second cell. That's what cloning really is supposed to be about. When you clone stuff, that means that you take you take a cell and you divide it, and then you have the exact equal thing. It's not like meiosis, which is basically you have meiosis is cell division when you have DNA from the mother, DNA from the father come in one pot and give you the child. But with mitosis, you have just one DNA, the DNA of the source alone. All right. So when it is that you have frequent divisions, even if you have more divisions than normal, so if you always knock in hair or your structure, you have diabetes, but you bleeding heavy, you're not seeing your period, and this and this and this is actually happening. So what you must understand is that the level of stress that you have as a person when it comes to the whole aspect of cancer, because remember this, so you have you're supposed to actually have a cycle, you're not having it. Okay, and you find out you have fibroids. The doctor said to take out the womb. Okay, you take out the womb. Okay, or you bleed in there for 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 11 days, 14 days, you're just bleeding continually. So you take out the womb and you don't understand exactly what the fibroid is. And you don't understand that the fibroid is basically what you call a leiomyoma, which is a tumor. It's a tumor that actually grows inside of the muscles of the womb of the, what I call it, a myoma. A myoma actually grows in muscles. Okay, lymphoma affects the lymphatic system. You understand? When you have what you call a carcinoma, is a different type of tissue, right? So when you have an adenocarcinoma, that's a different type of thing also. So based upon the area that the cancer is actually affecting, that's how you'll get a particular name for it. But we must understand that cancer, if we understand that cancer begins from a microscopic level, that means that it's not a level you could see with your naked eyes. All right, so you could have 50 cancer cells in here and 500,000 cancer cells there. You won't be able to see it because it's so small. You need a microscope to actually see that. So when it is that your cell actually divide and there is a mistake in the cell, because every cell have a timeline, a life and death time, the time when they have to die and they have to actually be reintegrated within the physical structure by your phagocytes. All right, so when it is that these cells here specifically are exposed to specific conditions that stimulate the division, right? So when it stimulates the division, the more the cells divide, the greater the likelihood of this developing in some kind of problematic thing. Understand? So when a cell divide and you have a problem and you have one good cell and one bad cell, that bad cell going to divide and it's going to give you two bad cells, and the two bad cell going to divide, it's going to give you four bad cells, and the four bad cell going to divide, it's going to give you 8 bad cells, and the 8 bad cell going to divide, is going to give you 9 bad cells, and then you have 10. No, that's not true. Remember, one bad cell will divide to give you 2 bad cells. And then the 2 bad cells, when they divide, they're going to give you 4 bad cells. You have to pay attention. And then the 4 bad cells will divide and give you 8 bad cells. And the 8 bad cells will divide and give you 16. And 16 gives you 42, and 42 gives you 64. And it goes on and on and on. So as that cell actually continues the division process, what happens with cancer cells is that they get confused. They don't understand that they have to die, so they don't go through the natural cell death principle. what they call apoptosis. They continue living. That's why they develop what you call a tumor. A tumor basically is that mass that grows, right? Because, okay, that mass grows because there's been a genetic mutation, whereby there's a mutation within that cell, and then no more of it is actually being produced again, because they say, well, look, there's a mutation, bam, so your immune system is supposed to kill that, bam, just kill that one time because there's a mutation. But if that mutated cell is allowed to divide, you're going to get two cancer cells. And if the two cancer cells divide, you're going to get 6 cancer cells, right? Or 8 cancer cells. So at the end of the day, as time goes by, naturally you're going to have an increase in the level of cancer cells within the physical structure, and it's going to actually form into what you call a tumor. That's what you call a tumor. A tumor is basically a combination, right, of all these cancer cells that create and form this mass and have a wonderful blood supply that they actually drink on. And we cannot even actually drink on it, because I mean, they are like parasites, right? They are eating up everything that they can actually get, definitely. So I mean, when we understand that you really cannot see a cell with your naked eye, you need a microscope to see that cell. So when it comes about, okay, you're going to cut out cancer from a breast, so that means you need a microscope to actually be able to fulfill that surgery. Something that they could actually look and see, boy, look, that's a cancer cell there, you know. Oh, that's a cancer cell there, you know. That's a cancer cell there, you know. So at least you could actually take it out. And no, but you know that for sure, that you cannot cut out cancer, because cancer operates at a microscopic level. So what you have to do is actually work towards bringing your physical structure forward to a balance. You understand? So when it comes to the cancer, the answer to cancer, I mean, definitely, when we come again, we're going to go into it into depth, into more detail, and we're going to open up the lines to actually take your calls. Blessed love. Yes, we're going for the intercession on the TV. Yes, so I'll be right back with you. Yes, Ronald Williams, blessed love, give thanks, blessed love, send the plantologist, blessed love, unlike King brother, your brother from New York will give thanks. Antonia Hodge, blessed love, Mina Alphonse, give thanks, honorable, give thanks, glorified. Yes, pardon me, please. You know, we are live on YouTube and we are also live on HTS. So we just took a little break. So we're going to come back. If you have any questions on YouTube, you could ask it. Still awaiting the info on the CMOS, my lord. Yes, but I mean, I was traveling for the past couple of days. I was in Dominica doing some lectures, and so I'm here now. As I have given you the information, basically. So all you have to do is, as the same, what we actually discussed for the CMOS. So you could just contact me whenever you're ready, you know, and then we actually move forward with that. My beloved brother. Okay. Honorable, is your book in stock again yet? Well, our book will be in stock by the weekend, so you could order on Amazon. Ronald Williams, blessed love, give thanks. So yes, we do give thanks. Antonia Hodge, blessed love, sister Antonia from St. Martin, give thanks. Mina Alphonse, blessed love, honorable, give thanks. My beloved sister, love and light, peace divine. So you're waiting to come forward again live on the television. So if you have a question, you could ask Priscilla, would I be able to purchase a chalice from you? I tried calling your WhatsApp. Oh yes, well, we do have chalice in stock. Yes, you could have. Final ad coming in. Final ad coming in. Yes, so we got the answer to cancer. What is the name of the book, Honorable Bless? We have the herbal manual, the sugar baby naturally eradicating diabetes, and also we have the Food of 7 vegan cookbook. Yes, Stephen Wayne Weaver. Yes, blessed love, give thanks. Oh, okay, all right. So you said it's the herbal manual. The book is the herbal manual. Also, you have the the herbal manual, and yes, you could order the chalice. Right? Yeah, just yeah, yeah. You have chalice to follow. Yeah. Yes, we do give thanks for life and the mighty life give us. We live again on HTS television. As you could see, we live and we also live streaming right here on YouTube. So we give thanks for all those people who are there with us. And as you know, we are in studio here right now doing that live broadcast via HTS nationally in St. Lucia, and also we're doing it also via Facebook, and live on YouTube. So we're looking at the whole aspect of the answer to cancer, and I was going through the whole aspect of how lacking of knowledge the people who are actually diagnosed with cancer are, and the majority of them don't even have a full understanding of exactly what it is that they are going through. And as I was saying, the sister said, 55-year-old was diagnosed with breast cancer, not knowing that the procedures that she actually went through, because okay, we understand that cancer is a cellular disease. That means that it affects the cells. All right, and it begins from one cell, just one cell, and that cell there might have been exposed to a chemical, might have been exposed to some radiation, might have been exposed to some traumatic experience, some knock or some type of thing, but that cell there got damaged to the extent that the DNA actually got compromised, right? Okay, so then after that, when the DNA actually gets compromised, as we were saying, that cells divide through a process called mitosis. That's how they actually create one another. They actually clone themselves, the perfect 100% exactly aligned. That is what they call the mitosis process. So when you understand that whole creational process, for the whole aspect of mitosis, the cells divide, but the cell's supposed to die at a particular age. That's why they call it apoptosis, which is natural cell death. Now when it is that you have a problem that has happened when a cell has actually been mutated, so naturally your immune system is supposed to target these cells and destroy them. But what happens is, because of the weakness of the immune system, these cells they behave almost like a normal cell. So they begin to divide. So when they divide, that's when you begin to feel the lump, because the cancer cells are now dividing. So the quantity, the number of cells in that position is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So now it's beginning to actually concern you. Why? Because you could actually see it, you could feel it because of the size of it, but all the time it was already growing. It was growing cellularly, right? So when it is that you actually don't understand that when you see the cancer, it doesn't mean you have the cancer. It might have been going on for the past 10 years, right? So you have to fully understand that cancer cells actually divide, they take time to grow, and when they grow now, right, you have to actually destroy them, the cancer cells, to actually survive, to actually take care of your cells. So you have to create that environment within your physical structure that cancer cells don't like. Cancer cells love acidic environments, love sugary environment, love salted environment, all them things there, right? That's what cancer cells actually like. They like the acidic environment, they like the sugar, right? So when it is that you actually feed your physical structure and you create that environment within your physical structure for these cells to actually proliferate, they proliferate and they grow, right? So as I was saying, the sister with the breast cancer, she also had fibroids. Remember, we have always told you that up to 70 or 80% of people with fibroids, I mean, they have to be careful, but definitely they would actually be on the borderline of being diabetic. Why? Diabetes and fibroids, right? And also you're looking at, and also cancer. Why? Because it affects the whole level of stress hormone, cortisol. So when this is affected, what definitely happens is that you become more masculinized or you become more feminized, right? So this actually puts you, out of, you need to check yourself. Give us my knowledge. What are your views on colon therapy? Enough respect and honor. Yes, she real hand. What good for eczema, pre lash? Sarah Bush, that's good. You could give with it. We're so happy to see this after opening the app. Oh, give thanks, beloved. Michael Dong. Okay, all right. So when we understand the whole process of apoptosis, meaning that the cells supposed to die, and because of that mutation, they're not dying. So they divide into, you have one cell, two cell, four cell, eight cell, 16 cell, 16 cell, 42. So you do 64, right? 64 and 64 divide. You know what you get? 6 and 6. It's one for 8, 6, 12, 128, and you go on until that actually grows and it's so big it becomes a tumor. So there is no way you could just go and cut out that tumor. Why? Because cancer grows on a cellular level. So even if you cut out the tumor, there must be areas where the cancer cells will proliferate. Must. Okay, why? Because it's cellular, you cannot cut it out. So you need a microscope to go in and say, well, that's a cancer cell, that's a cancer, because that's why they do pathology. So when somebody come and they say that they're sick, they take their blood and they send it to the pathologist, right? So they can see whether they have an infection, whether they have this, whether they have that. Why? Because they have the microscope for it, and also they have the eye for it. So the pathologist would have to use a camera or a microscope to go and look at, oh, that cell, they have that in it, so that must be a lymphoma cell. You see how the nucleus is arranged, right? So that's what he does. So even when you're doing the surgery, there's no one with no microscope looking and seeing whatever is going on. They actually just want to cut out, right, what they think is actually the problem. But what's going to happen, that's not a problem. Because at the end of the day, your physical structure is supposed to be able to destroy these things. So you have to build back up your physical structure with not so much stress, right? Just build it up to actually help to deal with the situation that you are facing with, than to go and bombard your physical structure with tons and tons of drugs. And we know that for sure that chemotherapy kills. And if it is that you here as a person don't understand that radiotherapy actually kill too, because radiation is what they give the dogs and the pigs and all them different meats, right? Dog or pig meat, when they want to kill off all the worms and everything, right? They give that radiation. So if it is that you have radiation and you're in an area, they say, boy, you might get cancer. So the radiation actually gives cancer, right? So at the end of the day, you cannot tell me that you're going to try to cut off somebody's breast when it is that you need a microscope to see, right, whether or not that cell there or that piece of flesh there had cancer or not. You're going to cut it off, then afterwards you're going to come and you're going to say, well, look, you're going to still have to give chemo, which is basically just frying up all of inside of you without any mercy, because therapeutic drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, what they have done is that they have created a cocktail, a large variety of different type of drugs that they give you, and they call it chemotherapy. But all that does, it actually slowly kills you. Okay, why? Because at the end of the day, they know that the only pure way, the only real way that you could actually deal with cancer is the holistic way, whereby you examine your thoughts, you examine your foods, you examine your overall lifestyle, and then we're actually going to create that space to actually help yourself as an individual to actually eradicate cancer. Because at the end of the day, they don't eradicate it, man. People die of cancer every day. That is the reason they have cancer patients take a lot of blood tests after they butcher them to check for the cells. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. Give thanks for the knowledge. What are your views on hydrotherapy? I don't really believe in hydrotherapy. I don't believe anything's supposed to be pushed up into the anus at all. I believe everything's supposed to be coming down that way. So when we really understand, when we look at that whole aspect of cancer, cancer is a terrible disease, and the first step towards dealing with cancer is basically being in an upful spirit, positive spirit, being very happy. And it will be difficult because, come on, you've just been diagnosed, so you will never knew not that you had cancer. You've just been diagnosed, so right? Why? Because you have cancer, you had, but sometimes it could be a mistake, right? And sometimes you don't really have cancer, and then you want to cut off the breast, and that is it, you're in trouble, right? So there are mistakes that people just actually make, and then sometimes you don't even have cancer. Okay, so people just talk and just do things, and sometimes you as the patient, you are the one who actually suffer when you have been so patient already. Okay, so we do give thanks for life and a mighty life giver. We are approaching 21:26, so we're going to open up the lines. If you have some calls, definitely we're going to answer your questions. This is the reason they have cancer patients take a lot of blood tests after they butcher them to check for the cells. Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, you know where we are as a people, so they do these things, they're horrible, man. They just butcher us and they do all type of things. Yes, give thanks, Jamie. I will give thanks for the great inspiration knowledge. Ja, Rastafari, love. Yes, Jamie, give thanks. 17584522693. So cancer, to actually destroy cancer, you have to actually starve the cancer. Now cancer loves sugar. Okay? Cancer's favorite foods is sugar. Cancer loves sugar. Sugar. Right? Love sugar. So that means that you have to actually go on a leaflet that cuts out sugar. Okay? Or use it minimally. Not as much as you would have normally used it. If you know what I mean. Okay? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Eric R7, give thanks for the angels saying the truth, blessed for one and for all. Yes, 4522693. Give us a call, definitely. Let us know exactly what's going on in your community. Right? Let's actually put in indoors there so at least the place could actually look good and block up all them barriers that actually coming in and trying to destroy us as a people. Pick your door, man, lock it up and close it up. Because at the end of the day, you just going to go and you're going to cut off your entire breast or cut off your prostate or cut off whatever just because somebody say you have cancer cells, and yet still you understand that the cells you could only see them with a microscope. So when you cut, you don't even know what you're cutting, so you only cut as far back as you could think. That's why they take so many different parts of women, right? And for what? And then they say they go as far back as, oh man, come on, man. You have to take care of yourself as a woman. You have to make sure that you love yourself, you peace, and you're nice, and whatever you have doing, you deliver it with a high level of respect. Okay, 4522693, 4522693. Definitely. So you have to create an environment with no sugar for cancer cells. No sugar, no sugar, no sugar. So you go on more complex carbs. All right. So sugar. That's why when they check in to see whether cancer spread through your body every day, they call a PET scan. Now a PET scan just measures the amount of spreading that cancer have done. Why? Because they're going to inject a radioactive sugar in your physical structure, and wherever you have a large quantity of that radioactive sugar, you have a large quantity of prostate cells or cancer cells. Okay. Priskelash, as you said, cancer cells like salty, acidic, sugary environment. Sugar is obvious to not eat more than 30 grams. But what about salt? We need a certain amount, as I know, but should we avoid acidic things to drink or eat? Like, yes, Kola, blessed.
Yes, good night.
Yes, my sister.
I have a little child, and he's 8.
Okay.
Right? And he cannot use his bowels properly. And the stool is inside like a stool that is there. What do I do to help him to bring down the stool?
Well, you have to increase his water intake, number one. Okay, increase his fiber content, so that means that you have to eat more fibrous foods. Okay, so even if you're giving him any starchy foods, make sure you put a lot of vegetables inside for him, right? If it is 8, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also what you'd have to do, you'd have to, what else you say again is only what?
Pardon?
What else
It
is
is just there like a rock, like a big rock inside, and he's using his bowels. He cannot
okay, all right.
using it.
Okay, so that's it. So it's only the stools. So then what you do, you use cassialata. Okay, so you give him cassialata for 7 days. So what you do, you blend about 21 leaves of the cassialata, 21 leaf, and you give him to drink a cup of cassialata green juice every night.
Okay.
Okay, every night. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but includes the improve on the water quantity and improve on the number of fresh fruits and vegetable salads. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Give thanks. When we need a certain amount, as I know, but should we avoid acidic things to drink or eat, like lemon? Give thanks for the angels saying that you forgive. So they say, well, we have a certain amount, as I know, but should we avoid acidic things? Well, acidic things is not just whether they are an acid, like lemon. Lemon is an acidic; it contains citric acid. But when you eat lemon, it converts into an alkaline substance on the inside. So it's not that we deal with acidic things. We don't deal with no acidic things. No, we deal with things that actually help to boost up the physical structure. 452-2693, 452-2693. Definitely will give us a call and then we could actually move on. I think that we are due for an intersession. It's actually 8:30. So we'll take a 9:40, take an intersession. When you come again, we're going to continue. Let's say intersession when we continue, yeah. Yes, Honorable. So give thanks. Any questions that Ian have, you could ask it right now as I'm in intersession with the TV program. So you could ask me your questions. No questions? Now, when my mom has her hepatitis B, any advice on what to do? Well, you have to use cassialata and milk thistle. These things are extremely good for liver cleanse. Hepatitis means inflammation of the liver. Hepa, which is livertitis, is inflammation. In recent amount, as I know, but should we avoid acidic things to do or eat? Well, I mean, you just balance it off. Another question. Yes, Stephen Weaver, go ahead. Ask your question. Give thanks, Michael Brown. Just waiting for the intercession to actually cease off. So we just bear with us. If you have any questions, you could type it in and answer it one time. I'm not seeing your questions. No questions. As we are waiting for the fulfillment of that intercession, then we're going to actually continue. I wanted to get the chalice because my dad has glaucoma. Okay, yeah, that's great. Because after you use the herb from the chalice, you could use the water on the chalice as to do an eye drop. Very effective for glaucoma. What is the max amount of cascara sagrada we should take? Because it's a laxative. Yeah, bless. You have to take it in seasons. Take it like 7-day intercessions and like once a month. Yeah. Questions? One more question we're going to ask finish. I discovered magnesium and calcium in natural foods like pineapple nuts, eggshells, and really helpful. What else could you offer? Sea moss. Yeah, bless. Yes, we do give thanks for having a mighty life. Yes, we have more questions on YouTube than on the TV. Come on, people, call. Okay, all right. Any advice on bladder problems after having free treatment, coughing or sneezing? Bladder can't handle. You sit on the leaf. Shankra Piedra. Sit on the leaf. That's very good for stones. Okay, then we have. Okay, that's the bladder question. Blessed love, my Lord, Honorable Royal Goddess Empress, give thanks for life. Said we'll give thanks for the positive word. Sounds very informative and educational. I appreciate love very much. Strength, my Lord. Love, love, love. Give thanks, Goddess. Utter love. Sorry, earlier I asked you how to get the chalice, but you got cut off. Do I call your WhatsApp? Yes, call your WhatsApp 722-3660. What is the best thing to drink for washout? I mean, after you've taken the cassialata, which is king of the forest, definitely you could use a little, green vervine extract, or you could use a senna alata, castor oil, any of these things there. What is the best way to use sea moss? Sea moss, you could do it as a sea moss tea, or as a drink itself. Very simple. Right, that's it. Any calls? Let us see if you have any calls at all coming in on our number line. There is no calls. What happened? I'm going to just close off just now. If I don't get any calls, I'm just going to have to seal up and have an early show tonight, because all of us have to go. Because come on, you're supposed to be contributing. You cannot be saying, "Boy, please, good show," and that's a call. So you know that the modality to actually treat cancer is chemotherapy, is to bombard you with a certain amount of chemicals. Yet still, the ways that people actually dress, okay, that already is cancerous. So you now as a person, you have to understand that it's a holistic thing. And if the treatment that they have today was working, you never need to talk about no herbs, because you have cancer. Everybody like abracadabra, bam, and everything good. So people that just go and just bang, and their cancer is good. No, but that don't work. Right? They still die and they still suffer with cancer. So when it is that you have these conditions, you have to understand what is it that you have to avoid in your kitchen, what is it that you're not supposed to use in at all, right? Because at the end of the day, there are things that feed the cancer, especially starchy foods. Starchy foods feed cancer cells. So the more starchy foods you actually have to consume, right, the more it is that you are going to be feeding that cancer cell. Okay, so it's important that we understand that the diet, the liver, have to be one that contains very, 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 very little of the salt, because the salt is the main culprit for high blood pressure. Okay, I was asked just this week, what was the best breakfast? I said a glass of water with water with lemon. Oh, that's a great thing. That's one thing of our people. Alkalizes soursop bark and fruit have been proven effective for cancer treatment. Yes, they call it graviola, but there's not only one thing that's good for cancer. There are several combinations of lifestyle that have to actually be taken into consideration. So you have to get somebody to drive it, somebody to bring to the area. You must understand that when it comes to the whole aspect of dealing with cancer, it's not something that thing you have people, somebody to drive that hair, somebody to drive that hair, somebody to drive that hair, so you need help. Same way, so they say, well, they do surgery to cut it off. Now, just because all that cancer cells was not destroyed, they go into the chemotherapy, that somebody that driving something else. So they drive the knife and they drive in the chemo. Then they say, well, look, the chemo might not take anything, let's burn it up, and then give you radiation therapy. Knowing that radiation is what actually gives people cancer in the first place. So how can you heal cancer if something that gives cancer? All right, so many of the drugs that they give for chemotherapy are also carcinogenic. That means that they are cancer causing drugs. All right, so definitely the lines are open. Give us a call. The lines are open. Give us a call. What's the number to call? The number to call is 1-758-722-3660. That's 1-758-722-3660. You're waiting your call. Yes, definitely. So how you deal with it? You don't cut cancer because you cannot cut it because you need a microscope. You cannot kill it with chemo, because the same chemo, when you have a chemotherapy spill, when that chemo actually falls to the ground in the hospital, doctor have to put socks over her gown, and actually the gown that they actually use, they have to use 2 or 3 gowns, because this chemo is so toxic, right? So they say a spill protocol where you have to use, right, gloves and respirator and all type of thing, man, and you take that same chemical and inject it into somebody. Then you say that radiation causes cancer and you still radiate people. Blessed love honorable, that is Moule Anshik. Moule. Okay. What is the right bra for women to wear? Um, Bras that don't contain iron strips, and bras that don't put the breast too high up. Okay, nice comfortable bras that actually embraces the breast and supports your back also. So the sides must be a bit wide. Okay? Alright. 452. What's the number there again, Honorable? Number to call 1758-45-22693. 1758-45-22693. Give us a call, blessed. No calls. 1758-45-22693. Give us a call, man. We're waiting for your call. Honorable, what is the craze? What is the crazy is that the doctors actually makes money from the chemo sale here in the US. It's only medicine that way. Yeah. I mean the chemo is the biggest money making thing. Okay. Yeah. Yes, caller, blessed. Yeah. Yeah, blessed, honorable.
How are you?
I'm blessed, and you?
Well, just wanted to what's the matter information?
Alright, your TV volume is too loud.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead now. Go ahead now, sister. You ask the question.
Pelvic inflammation.
Inflammation?
Yeah.
Where? Okay, all right. I think I know where. Okay, so what you have to do, you do an aloe vera douche, a vaginal douche where you cut aloes, put it in a bucket of hot water, and you sit down over the steam of that hot steam of the water. All right, and then what you do afterwards, you wash off with that same water, and then you apply virgin coconut oil. That's very good for that inflammation here. You have for 7 days. Yeah, little cocoa. You have for 7 days consecutively. And for that, also that 7 days, you drink what they call cassia lata, which is king of the forest. That's very good as a cooling. It's an anti-inflammatory. So what it is that you put about a 16 leaf, right? 19 to 21 leaves in a liter of hot water. And you allow it to cool overnight, and then you just drink it throughout the morning. So that's very effective. Very, very, very effective. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Love.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You also, beloved. 4522693, 52693. Definitely give us a call. And 7222660. I mean, definitely give us a call. Thanks, Honorable. Is there a way to strengthen the woman's stomach after having children besides exercise to get the muscles? Well, we have a vaginal insert that we are going to do, right? Yeah. So basically, with to strengthen that stomach or that womb after birth, it's called it's with that thing there, with the center alata. With the I look at it again, the castor oil leaf, to actually push it in at one insert to actually keep the womb in position. Yes, caller, blessed.
Yeah, blessed Lord.
Honorable, give thanks.
Yeah, I agree.
Honorable.
I have a friend of mine here that just have a little problem.
Mm-hmm.
She says that that's the first time that's been happening to her. Actually, the left eye.
Mm-hmm.
Getting something in there, man. Like I told her, it's really a nerve, a distant nerve. And it just pain her really bad, friends. Pain her really bad.
In the eye?
Just get swollen.
In the eye self?
In the eye, on the left side of the left eye. And she say actually she does get 2 lumps.
Okay.
In the eye.
Ah.
The whole left side of the face does so bad she does actually have to get medical treatment. But you know, most of them people is big family that support.
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, if it is there, you're talking about there's a nerve that actually does that. The nerve does that. That nerve is called the facial nerve. Okay. Now you have to check and make sure that nerve is 100%. If the side of the face is actually hurting, does she blink properly? Does her eye is her mouth straight? Do you see any little difference?
Yeah, well I know she ain't really give me the full information,
Yeah, you check to see whether her eye blinking. Her left eye, see whether it's blinking. If it's not blinking, that means that it's a facial nerve palsy. All right, so all these things there could be plenty different things, but it would be good that you actually bring the person to us and let's have a look at them.
Yeah, I was thinking about that,
Yeah, man.
Really not really. I really wanted to meet you. She need to make an appointment with you for you to really test her out and check.
Yeah, man.
She have no real complications that I really wanted you to really have a look at her, recommend some.
Well, I mean, whenever you're ready, you could just give us a call. I'll come and link you and do what you have to do.
Well, will you be how long you like
Yeah, well, we're working on that, you know. We are as we speaking, and as I said, we have looked at a couple of locations, but we've not found the right location. So if you have a location, or you know somebody with a nice location, check us, and then we could actually get it.
Sure, sure.
Okay?
We'll keep in touch.
Yes, my Lord. Love, man. Give thanks.
Blessed love.
Blessed love. Give thanks.
Peace.
Love. Blessed love, priest. Anything but okay, anything for hair follicles with pus in the head, it's a common problem for black men. What you do, you actually use rosemary oil or rosemary tincture. It helps to kill off them things there. Okay. 451-758-452-2693. Angel, any food for lungs issues, give thanks. Marijuana green juice is extremely good for any lung issue. Blend, strain, and drink. Okay, there are plenty of comments there. Yes, caller, blessed.
Yes,
Yes, bless.
I'm not your patient.
Mm-hmm.
I never smoke cigarettes. I never drink alcohol, but the tobacco is the reason I would know what I can drink to stop the breathing.
Well, I mean, if you have COPD, that means that you have what you call chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. That means that you have something inside there that's obstructing you. So what is happening with the COPD is that because of what you have been smoking, okay, when you smoke it or whatever you do, and you actually feel like you're actually suffocating because the capacity of your lungs have been decreased. So you breathe heavy. Why? Because your lungs could only absorb a certain amount of oxygen from the blood. Okay, so we have to work on a step at a time. Build up the build up the iron level. So you have to use herbs like red raspberry, right? You have to use herbs like vervine. You have to use herbs like stinging nettle. Okay, then after that, now you begin to actually build up in the morning. So you have a nice porridge, a nice green salad, something nice for the morning, right? And the afternoon time, you do something light also. Yes, okay? You're welcome. 17584522693. Yes, Maria Harley, what is a natural birth control? Self-control. Okay, Angel, any food for lungs issues? I just didn't know. Blessed, love priest, anything for hair follicles? Once again. Okay, all right. 4522693, 4522693. Give us a call, definitely. Yes, caller, blessed, give thanks.
What can I take with the fibroids?
Well, fibroids, you have a female package, okay, which is 7 bottles. Contains a colon cleanse to clean the colon, a blood detoxify the blood. You have a home cleanser to balance the hormones. You have a pure gold for circulation, the garlic syrup, and then we also have the answer. Okay, so the answer specifically is very important. Then you have the cellular cleanse and the alkalizing tonic. So for fibroids, we do a 21-day program where you go through seven bottles, 21 days, 27 bottles, but it's not like you're taking one bottle at a time. You're taking all the bottles together, 7 bottles at a time. When it's done, 7 at a time. When it's done, 7 at a time. When it's done. So you have 3 cycles of 7. Yes, caller, blessed.
Yeah, blessed love again. Happy birthday.
You might have blessed.
Yes, account number 722.
Yeah, man. That bless.
7223.
3660.
My love.
Love, my love. Give thanks.
Blessed love.
4522693, the final call before we close. 4522693, as we are closing right now. What is natural birth control? The best birth control is self-control. Maria, how is it? What causes cramping in the legs, behind the knee and calves, especially at night? Your iron levels are low, honorable. And if you want birth control, stop. You might be getting blood clots. Any herbs good for prostate or kidney and bladder? Looking at stinging nettle, vervine. Look at stinging nettle, vervine. Guinea hen weed, what they call feiduva, all them things, they are extremely good herbs, right? So for your prostate and for your kidney. Send? Yes, we do sell things to the UK. Definitely, we'll be in the UK for the first week of July. I will be having a lecture up there, and that's the UK. First week of July, we'll be there, so you could contact us and book a space. Yes, caller, blessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, speaking.
Okay. What I'm trying to tell you is that I have a problem with my heart. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
And then from there, I'm having some kind of pain sometimes, some
For the hat.
Yeah.
Okay, what you do every morning you squeeze like a sour orange in a cup of warm water,
Yeah.
and you put like a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder inside of it. Okay?
Pepper?
Yeah, cayenne pepper.
With it?
Yeah. And every morning you drink that. That's why you have to boost up your potassium levels. You have to do plenty of green drinks, and you have to stop all animal products, all cheese, all milk, and all of them different type of things.
And what you said is it?
Green juice, a green juice of Spanish needle, what they call zelazedri,
Yeah.
right? And you also put nori, vervine in it, vervine latte what?
Yeah.
Right, and if you get the dandelion, it's very rich in potassium, you could use that. But also drink plenty of sea moss. All you have to do is boost up your iron levels, brother. Okay?
Just plain simmer.
Yeah, plain sea moss, no milk, no cheese.
Okay, thank you.
Love, give thanks. Yeah, so we give thanks for life and the mighty life. You will give thanks definitely as we are definitely coming to a close. We have 7 more minutes. Honorable, if you married, self-control is not an option. I want to avoid the hormonal birth control. I was told there are some natural ways. Yeah, there are natural ways. I mean, you have to understand your cycle. A woman only ovulates on the 14th day of a cycle. So she now is safe for sexual intercourse about, let's say, 12 days before her cycle, right? On the 12th day before her cycle, and also on the 17th day after her cycle. So let's say your cycle starts on the 1st of July. So after it stops, right, during 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have a little chance. 8, 9, you have a little chance. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that. Any more questions? I think that we take the final call before we go. 5 more minutes on YouTube. I think our chats had actually get disrupted by the ringing of that phone a while ago. Pardon. We're very sorry. Yes, caller blessed.
Yes, yes, enough.
Honorable.
I just couldn't find out what you have for diabetes, like, not like, 120 something, 130. Just on a basic level right now.
Well, you have to start to exercise. Do some exercise every morning, some deep breathing. Avoid stress, right? Avoid rice, flour, and all them starchy foods, right? Eat plenty more vegetables, and you could use like feuille du vent. You just pong, you get about 3 of the roots, you pong them, you put them in a flask, and you put hot water over it, and you drink a cup. You drink a cup 15 minutes every time before you eat. Okay? All right, love, man. Give thanks. Yeah, love. 4522693. We have 4 more minutes. Give thanks for life and a mighty life giver. Yes. Let me see that any. I'm not seeing the chats again. On the. Okay, all right. Okay. Maybe on my end, thanks. Okay, all right. What is he saying there? The live stream is good by my side. Okay. Blessed love and much love for the knowledge. My brother, I'm leaving a voice note over a WhatsApp now. Yeah, leave it for me, please, Honorable. Give thanks. Yes, caller, blessed.
Hello?
Yeah, give thanks. I'm listening to you. Blessed.
I want to find out what you can do for high cholesterol.
Well, if you have high cholesterol, you stop eating meat. That's it. Okay, the only place you get cholesterol is from meats and fat, and like when I say flesh, right? Chicken, pork, fish, meat, lamb, all them things there. You have to stop eating them things that to bring the cholesterol down. And also, what you do specifically is that you actually exercise and use lots of feuille du vent. That's extremely good. Our time is up now. Definitely, we give thanks for all those people who actually have been there with us. All right. We give thanks for all those people who have been there with us. We give all those of you on YouTube, streaming live, and give thanks for all those of you on HTS television. Give thanks for live, as we have closed our lines now. No more calls. If it is that you actually want to see us, definitely you know where to get us. We are at Livity Foods. This coming Friday, we'll be in office from morning until. So those of you who want a consultation, you could come in from 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll be there from 9 until 3 on Friday. Consultations, so definitely make a time out to come and see the priest. You know, we give thanks. And I will thank you for you too for your information. Yeah, give thanks. Mary Song, how to prepare the castor plant leaf. Send me a WhatsApp, 1758-722-3660. So 1758-722-3660. Send me a WhatsApp, I'll show you exactly how to do that. Yeah, Jamie, yeah, bro, give thanks, my brother. Give thanks, out of love. Bam, 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 bam. So give thanks again, everyone who were tuned in. Heart of love, may Almighty God bless and keep you and make his holy face and upon your holy face. Blessed love, give thanks. So give thanks, honorable. Those of you that